Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about this. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about rumors. Let's talk about facts.
We gon' talk about life. We gon' talk about death. Romance, finances, generational wealth.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Hello.
Hey, good people.
How y'all doing?
How your mama's doing?
So welcome to Let's Talk About It. I am Marsha E. Dudley.
And I am Etoya Lewis.
And welcome. So y'all know we only come on twice a month, but listen, we are bringing all of the conversation tonight, okay?
We're going to try to bring all of the conversation tonight.
Yes.
Because sometimes we start talking about stuff and we start thinking about ourselves and our situations, and sometimes it can grab you and strong feelings come out.
But I think that's the good part about our conversations, don't you think? I think for us, that's what we're giving. We're giving our opinions.
Sometimes I'll be like, I don't know who I'm up here with.
Cause I'll be trying to listen.
She's so controversial.
Me?
Yes, you.
We're not gonna do this. No, we ain't gonna start like this because you gaslight me all the time, and I have proof that the people they will let you know that you gaslight me like all the time.
Okay.
But y'all, we're gonna be gossiping tonight, okay?
Because from episode 1, I always talked about Auntie Wendy.
Yeah.
Didn't I?
Yeah, she loves.
You know, I love me some Wendy Williams.
She does. She loves Wendy Williams. She definitely does.
But did you guys see that documentary?
Yeah, I checked it out. It was very it was a little depressing.
I was crying crocodile tears.
Yeah. It made me see her in a different light. Because
okay. Pause you right there. What light did you see her in prior to the
I think I've seen her in light like the rest of the world. Oh, she's so freaking messy. She always in other people's business. And I know you're going to say, well, that's her job. But I'm just like, sometimes she take it way too far, you know? But doing this documentary, I did realize that she was doing what she loved to do. She wanted to talk about the things that people don't want to talk about. She wanted to expose those things that people are afraid to expose and say
she monopolized the celebrity gossip.
Yeah. And then from her, like, you know, was birthed so many of these other
platforms.
All these other platforms. And I think that she doesn't get the credit that is due to her. So I did. I've seen her in a different light. I had empathy towards her. I was not like how and y'all, for those that are joining us, we're talking about Wendy Williams. I seen all these people saying she's finally getting what she deserves, the karma and different stuff like that. And I don't know. I had a lot of empathy toward her.
Well, this is what I think about. I think about all the people that I talk about. I think about all the people that we talk about, whether they are celebrities or just people that we know or things that happen. That's what people do.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about the things that we see.
Mm-hmm.
And why would anybody in this whole world, and I know you people that wrote, this is karma. I know you talk about people because you was talking about her in that moment. So
no,
you didn't think about it like that.
No, I did. I really did.
I know you did. But if you talked about her in that moment saying it's karma, that means you talk about people too. So would karma be for things to happen to you? That makes no sense. at what point in time it is a health whatever, I don't want to call it a crisis, but when you're playing with somebody's health, why is that karma?
Okay, this is not me saying this, but this is what I was reading.
Mm-hmm.
I read that she did this to herself, that she allowed her husband and everyone else to be her God, and that just give me a second.
Where would someone get that from? That don't even make sense.
Just give me a second. Let me finish what they're saying. That when he left, everything crumbled because she allowed him to have that much control, and he had that much control and that much say in her life that she didn't start crumbling until after he left. So they was like, it's like she made him and her job and everything her God. So that's what happens.
You know, somebody, I don't know who said that, but they were real ignorant.
Me personally, I feel like if I'm married and my husband is helping me in my career, I didn't see an issue with it. I don't know. So.
The problem that I have with that statement is she made him her God. I have a problem with that because who are you to identify for someone else what they consider their God?
Yeah.
Because that's reaching, I think. Do y'all not think that's reaching to say that someone is someone's God? That's weird. Y'all tell me what y'all think, because what I saw or what, and if you saw the documentary, if you watch her show or listen to her on the radio, you would know that she always talked about suffering from addiction.
Uh-huh.
And if you stop suffering, well, if the addiction had you, the only thing that stopped you from getting pregnant before was the drugs. And then when you decided you wanted to get pregnant, you stopped doing the drugs, right? So you could have a baby.
Yeah.
Okay. So it had a strong hold on her, but it didn't have a strong enough hold to where she couldn't know that she couldn't do that in order to get what she wanted, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That was her motivation, right?
Yeah.
Not because her baby was a God, but because she wanted a baby.
Yeah.
Her baby was then her earthly everything.
Yes.
It was hers.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people don't understand, if I don't have any kids and I want a child, then I might sacrifice other things to have this child.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give this child everything that I can give this child. So that meant being the best DJ she could possibly be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Even if it meant talking about people.
Yeah.
Right? So when she got with her husband provided something that no other man had ever provided for her, which was a sense of protection. She talked about it. I'm not just talking because I feel blah, 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 blah. No, because these are the words that came out of her mouth when she was in her right mind.
Mm-hmm.
Her husband also protected her from wanting to do drugs and use alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
So when she allowed him to do a whole bunch of stuff because she knew that he helped her in a way that she couldn't help herself.
Yeah.
So that's not looking at somebody like their God. That's looking at somebody, you're my helpmate.
Zashanta Henry.
She's
Zashanta Henry.
Let me read what's happening over here. When Tabitha Brown turned her off in the most polite way, that's when I noticed her going down. No, it was already happening. The reason why she commented on Tabitha Brown the way she did is because of what was going on with her husband in her life.
Yeah.
She was speaking from her own experience. And she specifically said that Now, whether she was in the right or the wrong, which I think she was in the wrong, but who the hell am I? I'm just here come and talk about it. Because that's what we do. We talk about it. So she was already going down. You probably noticed it because Tabitha Brown, such a big personality.
Yeah.
She didn't even know who Tabitha Brown was. All she knew was what Tabitha Brown was doing.
Yeah.
As far as retiring her husband.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, I know where I'm at with my husband, girl.
Yeah.
Let me tell you now, don't do that.
Yeah.
So it's not like anything that we wouldn't do.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just she was talking about a celebrity, and her being a celebrity, that was the big uproar, which is stupid.
And it wasn't even, let me tell you, the way Tabitha, I ain't gonna lie, we all have to admit, Tabitha was slicking on words.
Yes, it was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
It was the best read ever.
Yeah, yeah.
But it had nothing to do because she was already on the downward spiral.
Mm-hmm.
So people who were just tuning in after the fact saw the aftermath.
Yeah.
But she was already on a decline. Her health was already failing. She had already fallen out, passed out with when she was the Statue of Liberty. All had already happened. She was already sick. Everything was already happening.
Yeah.
Already in a halfway house. People just didn't know about it.
Yeah. So let's break down this documentary.
Okay.
So in the documentary, the one question that a lot of people had was, where's her family? And I looked at the documentary, and they were like, well, she has a son. Why is her son not over her finances? Why is she going through all these different things? And a lot of people were like, well, her family just left her out there to dry. And I think that they completely missed a lot of the facts that were put out there in the documentary. The one thing I saw people saying was that her son was, how could he take all his mama money and do all this and that? And
he said, I used $100,000,
Yeah.
which my mom approved, but we have millions. How am I taking all her money?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that we look at Wendy's story, but I think that we also need to make it relate to our own self, because some of us, we have different things. And do you see how other people just swoop right in and basically took ownership of all of her stuff, the way Wells Fargo did her? And
they utilize the court systems to do it.
Yes. And it's like, we are no match for big government. You know what I'm saying? It felt like we're no match for big government. And I'm like, I know her family is fighting, but it's like, man, come on, fight a little bit harder. Let's get this, let's try and get this all taken care of.
Well, one of the things is they don't even know who the guardian is. They don't have any contact with the guardian. And one of the parts about and it's just a financial guardian.
Yeah.
I don't want everybody to think, oh, they have to take care of her. No, her family was taking care of her health, and making sure she ate and making sure she didn't drink.
Mm-hmm.
So Shay asked, the one question that I have is, how were they allowed to put a guardian over her that wasn't her family? Her money meant nothing. No, it did not. Her money meant nothing when it comes to how the court. As a matter of fact, the money was really the reason.
Yes.
Wells Fargo felt like there was some suspicious things happening with her money, because she was down in Miami with her family, living with her son. Mm-hmm. She was taking care of her son is in college, and she was taking care of her son's school. Mm-hmm. She was taking care of her son's apartment. Mm-hmm. Why does your child have to get a job if you're supporting them? Yeah, that makes no sense.
Yeah, I agree.
So they felt like it was suspicious, and Wells Fargo put the concern out there for the court systems to take guardianship of her because she wasn't in her right mind, according to them, which she wasn't. But the reasons that they said it was weird. Like it makes sense.
Yeah.
And her family wasn't invited into the court. The court mandated her she couldn't leave New York. All of her family is in Miami.
Yeah.
So they said that she couldn't leave New York.
So when you start thinking about, when you have houses and you have different insurance policies and different stuff like that, it's like it's almost important to have like those things already in place. I know like we don't want to talk about that type of stuff, but I feel like the reason why they were able to do that was because she did not have anything in place.
Well, she had she already had her son as her guardian. They took that away from him.
They took guardianship.
The courts took guardianship away from her and made her stay in New York.
Yeah.
So when the big bank threw up this red flag, that caused everything.
Big bank take little bank. I just wanted to say that. Yeah.
Carlos says, Wendy's story has shined a light on an ugly side of being rich and famous. I think her situation has made a lot of celebrities reevaluate their financial matters. Hell, even regular people.
Yes. So it definitely like when you start trying to like your insurance policies, putting everything in everybody's hands, like the most responsible person, thinking, okay, this person do the most responsible thing. And then you have to have a backup person, a contingent person, So I get it that he was guardian. Maybe she should have put her sister or somebody else who she truly trusted, someone that was a little bit older, and maybe they wouldn't have, reacted like that. I don't know.
I know the banks were going to react the way they was going to react regardless.
That's because the Wells Fargo's, I got them. They be like, our money getting low. They thought Wendy money is their money because they use our money to
do other stuff.
And here go Wendy money going. So you know what? We got to protect our money. Yeah, I would be suing Wells Fargo.
And they make her like see different doctors.
She got 3 of them
for mental and of course for all the stuff she got.
The one thing that she said on there, she was like, I have a therapist, but I don't need a therapist. I feel like she'll never get well because she doesn't know she's sick.
No, she doesn't know that she has
she doesn't know she's sick.
Dementia. Now the dementia that she has is alcohol induced.
Yeah.
And she doesn't care. The reason why her son, I don't know if you saw that part, but they said that her son wasn't invited into the courtroom because she didn't want him to be her guardian because he won't let her drink.
Yeah, and then her sister won't let her drink.
Yeah, none of her family will let her drink. So, of course, she's going to say, no, I don't want them, but I don't want you to be my financial guardian either.
But do you see the biasness in it that she's
able to say yes?
She's sane enough to say no to them, but not sane enough for the rest of it. So I think that there's a lot of people trying to take advantage of her, and it's I don't know.
When I first became a hold on. Keita says, when I first became a celebrity, I had to put the right people in place to handle all of my affairs. So I get it. I'm glad you did that, sis. I'm glad.
That's right.
I'm glad you decided to make sure that the right people was where they needed to be.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. I've made it very known like what I want to happen with my affairs and with all of my stuff. And I just pray they honor it, but I ain't gonna care them dead.
Okay, can we talk about the Black China portion of the
Oh.
documentary real quick?
Yeah,
Because everybody knows prior to Wendy meeting Black China,
yeah.
she talked about her coming from stripper pole, right?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody made such a huge deal about it because she said that.
Mm-hmm.
She was telling the truth though.
Yeah, she was telling her truth.
And when Black China was booked to go to Wendy's show, this had to be like a year or so later, right? Maybe 2 years. Anyway. And Wendy has had said several things about her just reporting what the gossip was in the streets.
Yeah, especially when she was messing with Rob Kardashian.
So when and no, because okay, I'll get to that. So when she went to the show, Black China, her and Wendy was able to meet face to face. Wendy, she said, "Yeah, I talked about blah 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 blah," and Black China was like, "Well, you, I mean, it was probably the way you said it, but it was true.
Yeah,
it was everybody else who had a problem with it.
Yeah,
right. So afterwards, they actually started a friendship and became some really really good friends. So that's how she ended up in that part of the documentary because her and Wendy are friends or whatever. And they maintain a friendship. And every time any news came out about her, Wendy would call her after that moment. She would call her to get, whatever information. Hey, I got questions because I'm gonna talk about it. Basically, because that's my job. That's what I do. You actually get an opportunity to say yay or nay.
Yeah.
So when she sat in there and she was talking to her, it just melted my heart that Wendy didn't even really and Black China didn't even know what to say other than to give her a hug.
Yeah.
It was so sad, Lord Jesus.
Yeah. It was sad. It was very sad. The whole thing was just sad. But it also shines a light, some people, Wendy made a statement that she didn't care about the money. She just wanted to be famous. And in that moment, I realized there's a price to pay for fame. And I think that so many times a lot of people don't realize that they just want that. They want it so bad, but don't understand that there is a price that you're going to have to pay for anything of that magnitude. And are you willing to really, truly pay that price? And then we're always so smart. We think, oh no, I won't have to go through that. I won't have to do that. There is not a famous person who does not have some type of horror story about the industry.
Yeah, and a lot of people, if they don't want the limelight or whatever, they have to disconnect themselves from everything.
Yes.
Like they can't, it's hard to live a regular, normal life. Because I was, I can't remember. I think it was the Sherri Shepherd show. And somebody was on there and they was like, oh, I don't have social media. She was like, well, why don't you have social media? It's just better. I don't care what if you are a fan of mine, then you are a fan of mine. If you don't care nothing about me, you don't care nothing about me. But I don't need you to tell me anything bad that I already know. I don't need you to talk negative about me.
Let me tell you, the funniest thing I ever heard was David Chappelle was talking about Cat Williams. He said that he didn't have Twitter. But one day he went on and he went on there and he found out that, he got on Twitter. He found out that there was somebody who had a Twitter page that was pretending to be him. Well, that person started making fun of Cat Williams, and Cat Williams was going back and forth with him. And he said, man, that Cat Williams was, that day, the fake Dave Chappelle was real funny. He said, but that Cat Williams was way funnier. And so the fake the Cat Williams one said some really ugly stuff about Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle said he got hurt, and he said, so he seen Cat Williams in the airport. He was like, man, I seen what you said on Twitter. Or, I mean, what's that? What's up with the stuff you said about me on Twitter? And Kat said, I ain't got no Twitter. And he said he realized in that moment that I totally forgot what I was gonna what point I was trying to make.
That just like he didn't have a real Twitter.
Yes.
He didn't have a real Twitter.
Yes. And there was another point I was gonna make.
We can't be so quick to think that whoever might be behind the keyboard is not actually behind the keyboard.
Yeah, we're gonna go with that.
I don't know what you was about to say, but that's what I was getting from what you were saying. Like, because we could be quick to judge what somebody is saying, but not knowing that's not even them. I'm here for you, friend. Carlos said, more money, more problems.
You got that right.
But there's a lesson in that. Don't be so quick. I like that. I like the fact that you remember that everything was fake and the fake people was fake.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they go to these celebrity pages thinking they for real. But don't you have to like you have to be verified, a blue check.
But he had a blue check.
Wow.
He had got the blue check is with the how many followers or something like that.
Oh no, I thought it was.
I don't know.
You know how many?
But Dave Chappelle said he said he just looked back because he said that other Dave Chappelle was doing a really good job and still until he started getting him in trouble. But a lot of this is just
10,000. Carlos said,
yeah.
People pay for that check now.
Yeah, it's you have to have X amount of followers or something like that.
Just say anybody can get one. I ain't paying none for nothing. It ain't even that serious.
I ain't gonna be able to do it.
Okay, so is that
God damn.
27, 29? Okay. So are we gonna talk about the Keith Lee effect?
Oh yeah, we got to. We got to.
So was that was last month.
Yes.
Keith Lee. Everybody know who Keith Lee is. Keith Lee, the food critic.
Yeah.
Well, Keith Lee came to Dallas and Marsha is very, very disappointed.
Let me tell you something. When
Marsha,
I tell y'all,
tell them how disappointed you are in
stand
Dallas.
And y'all don't understand. I love Dallas, but I'm always repping Dallas. But when I tell you, I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed. Keith Lee come down here and he got on the internet and he said, Dallas, I know you can do better than this. But I was disappointed because I'm like, who told him to go to the places that he went to?
And people told him to go to those places.
I was mad at these had to be people that were from California or somewhere. They were not true Texans because we wouldn't tell him to go over to I would never tell him to go to the places that he went to. If you've been here in Dallas for 20 plus years, you know you're not going to tell him to go to the places that he went to. All those places. I was disappointed.
It was a few that weren't Dallas that he went to, and you know he got some good food. That one lady that has the desserts, but on that day she was doing chicken. Oh, he gave her a nice tip too, and she ended up getting to cater for. I forgot what the celebrity was. They flew her out. She got flew out, baby.
But it was the point that
keeps talking about you can buy the blue check now. Mine is legit though.
Because
Shay want to know why you so mad.
Because when he went to Houston, when I tell you he raved about Houston, like, oh my God, I was like, wait till you come to D-Town, baby. Wait till we're gonna everybody
because we got some great restaurants.
Yes.
There.
And the thing is that people always say that Dallas is like really ghetto, but my thing is,
he saw the ghetto. We're gonna talk about the ghetto in a minute.
Yes, we are. But we do have some amazing food places here. And I'm talking about these hole in the wall food places. And he did not go. There's a barbecue place in Duncanville that is amazing. But anyway, I was just mad because he went to some trash old places and then he want to get on there with his big gum self talking about
I do not know her.
Bring the smoke, Keith Lee. Come on. My thing is, he got on there talking about Dallas. You got to do better than this. It was just trash.
This fool talk about.
Look, I would have recommended her too, because what he was, where he was going, I don't know why he went to those places. I just don't know why. And then you get on social media and you want to trash Dallas. Now let's get back to the hood. Now let's get to the hood, because this one really pissed me off.
So it was this one food truck he went to. Now he saw it because they tagged him on social media. Come on, you got to come out here. You got to come out here. You got to come out here. So he went. When he got there, he saw that it was a girl outside braiding hair, and it was a guy cutting hair. Out. Why are you laughing? So the son was the one who got him to come out there. He said the food was amazing. And he talked to the girl braiding hair, and he talked to the guy cutting hair. At the end of everything, after he tasted food, rated everything, he came back and gave them $4,000.
Gave her what?
He specifically said, "There's $1,000 for the braider, $1,000 for the barber, and you and your son split
the rest." Mm-hmm.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
He said to give out some
free haircuts.
Some free. He gave $1,000 so the guy could give haircuts, and he gave her money to give out free food. Mm-hmm. So he spent like $5,000 out there, including the $4,000 tip. Mm-hmm. I hate talking about this part.
Go on, so I can go on.
Next thing you know, the owner says, "I ain't giving him. He gave that money to me."
So let me interject something here. So Keith Lee said he does not use cash because everybody was like, why he didn't just go over there and get $1,000 to the braid, $1,000 to the and the $2,000 to the mom and that. Keith Lee said in his defense, and I don't blame him. I wouldn't be walking around in Oak Cliff without no money. Forget Oak Cliff, South Dallas,
anywhere.
With cash on me. He said she had the swiper,
the POS.
Yes. So he said, "Hey, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it through your system or whatever." Now, granted, her thing was that when you do it like that, it take a couple of days.
That's fine, but that wasn't the issue.
Yeah,
she couldn't come back with that because that wasn't the issue.
So now you jump on in there. What she say?
She said he gave this money to me. It's my money. Y'all ain't getting that.
Yeah.
And she doubled down on it when she went live. She doubled down on what she said. The son was talking trash as well because they didn't want to give the braider and the barber any money. They're $1,000.
I brought Keith Lee out there to see me.
And Keith Lee came back on and he said, I mean, it was videoed. And we have a recording of what I said, how I said to do it, what was supposed to happen. And then he said that, and he explained that the reason why he didn't do Cash App because everything is being videoed. So anybody can get your information. He didn't want that to happen. But he definitely said whatever comes afterwards is her own making. Because the Keith Lee effect is either you're going to get a whole bunch of people coming to your space to see what you got, or you ain't going to get nobody to come. It'll make or break you, basically.
Yeah. And after she did this, you should have heard how many people say, "I'll never go eat at her place." I even said it. And the reason why I said it was because you are a professional business person. You allowed $4,000. It let me know that you don't have no entrepreneur. You don't have that. You can cook, you can do stuff, but you don't have a business mindset. Business mindset was that I'm gonna take this 2K, but I'm gonna flip it, and I'm gonna make 25K a month or a week or whatever, because she could have made so much more money because he has endorsed her, and she did not see. She lived for today and not for tomorrow.
Right. And when tomorrow came, she went open up, and nobody came.
Not one person.
Nobody. And she got back on and said, "Well, I'm just gonna call it a day."
And it was her ignorance. And let me tell you, this is the part where I have to bring it down to us. We sometimes we have a vision, we have talent, but we ain't got no sense, no business sense. Go on. Let's see what they say.
Carlos said, but apparently the son knew the braider and the barber, right? For them to even be at that location. The mom and son would have gotten too out the frame playing with my money.
What did Sharita say?
Oh, she said, and the son was going in on Keith Lee too. Oh, what did the son say? I didn't get that one.
And let me tell you, that's
tell me what the son said. So
ignorance, flat out ignorance. Do you know how much people love this man? Oh, I did call him big guns earlier, didn't they? They don't count.
Yeah, they are.
I was just playing.
Y'all can't take a joke.
I was just playing.
Told y'all I don't know her.
but people love this man, and if he endorsed your food, you're good. He had endorsed it,
right? And he said everything was the bomb.
Yeah,
that's the reason why it was such a big tip.
Yeah, and then she got on there, and in the son, I did see the son saying it, but he went back. I'm trying to give her money. It was too late. You had already destroyed you destroyed the name of destroyed your business, your character, everything. And then you had to shut down. And she went and opened up the next day? It had to be a sole proprietorship, because ain't no way she got no LLC that quick.
Definitely did not. Sharita said he was saying that Keith was lying and that he gave his mom the money. But he had to backtrack and said that he was wrong.
God, dog. That's what I'm telling you. Business owners, because here in the Wealth Ambassadors Group, we got a truckload of business owners. Don't never let that happen to you. If somebody endorses your stuff,
ethics.
If somebody endorses your stuff,
what's the question?
Think about it. Think about tomorrow. Don't just think about today. Yes.
Because that $4,000 that she kept for herself is all she was gonna make probably for the next couple months.
I ain't gonna lie.
It's not a year.
All you kept seeing was, I'll never spend money with her.
Okay. Carlos said he saw a post today that asked, if a man asks his woman to marry him and she says no, is it over? Why? Why is it over? If you love her, give her time. Because maybe you're at a level in your relationship that she's not. So why leave? Why would it be over?
No, it wouldn't be over.
You want her to say yes and then take 6-7 years before y'all have a date? Let's just wait.
Yeah.
I'm working on me right now.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure if she said no, it was a reason for no. Now, if she said no and walked away, then yeah, it's over. She just said it was over.
But we switching these conversations real quick tonight. I'm quite impressed with us.
So what you doing, Carlos? What you doing?
We went from Wendy. We didn't even talk Wendy. We went right into Keith Lee. And we went from Keith Lee to, if she say no, is it over? Actually, like that.
Right, Sharita. If she says yes and she's not ready, then it's worse for him, because he's sitting here looking like, okay, well, when we gonna set a date?
Yeah.
No, this is gonna be a long, drawn out engagement, because I gotta be show.
Well, if Keith Lee endorsed her, maybe Keith Lee needs to endorse him, and she'll say yes.
Nope. As a man in this day and age, I think it is over.
God, dog. It's because you old.
So in what day and age would it not be? I mean, would it not be over?
I feel like these kids in this day and time that they're cool with. If she say no, oh,
I just feel like I said, there has to be some other conversation. There, it is no just no and you walk away.
but I think it's your ego. You're gonna walk away because of your ego, especially if you
Right.
did it in front of a bunch of people. But I feel like I think that sometimes if she says no, she's feeling that there's a reason why she said no. And I think you already know why she said no. You were trying to pressure her into saying yes, and she called your bluff.
Mm-hmm. Well, leave if you want to.
Yeah.
I ain't wanted you anymore anyway.
His pride was hurt. Exactly.
I mean,
But in reality, even though his pride is hurt, he know why she said no.
right.
If a woman says no to marriage, that man knows why she said no.
And if I said I don't never want to get married, why would you ask me to marry you? You want your feelings hurt.
And did y'all know that there is this generation of women who
Don't want to be
they don't
married.
want to be married?
I think my sister is a part of that generation.
And you want to know something? It's okay. It's okay.
Some people are just okay with not having that interruption in their life. It was a guest on Sherry's show. She said, "Oh, my husband and I, we've been together for 30 years, but we've never lived together." Yep. She said it's better. They live like a house down.
Well, you want to know something? I just found out that people sleep in separate beds.
What do you mean?
Okay.
In like
I
two beds, like Lucy and
yes. I sent it to Victor and I said, "What do you think about this?" And of course, he was like, I'm gonna say what my husband said, but he was like, nah, no, that
Well,
But
Carlos, that comes with knowing who your person is too. Because he said reason that he said that is because his ego is damaged. Reason being, he probably asked her in public and she can't fix that. Well, you should have known better than to ask me in public. Knowing, like, I feel like there had to been a conversation at some point in the relationship about marriage, right?
yeah,
There had to been something said to even give you the idea that I wanted to settle down with you. Or I've said something to you to let you know that I'm ready to settle down. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you just ask somebody to marry you without what is our relationship? First, I got questions. How long we been together?
you know, okay, that's a legit question because if it's only been a few months, even if it's been a year,
I mean, some people get married real fast, and there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like Carlos and I got married pretty fast, within a year. Anywho,
and it's okay.
But
what I'm saying, maybe she thinks that she needed more than a year.
I don't know you well enough. That goes back to the whole Legion thing.
Yeah.
She didn't know that man long enough to be married him in less than a year.
Risa Tisa, I heard that. Let me tell you something. Everybody said, I'm about to go start telling my stories.
He asked her for a reason. He wanted to know if he was wasting his time. Well, he should have known that. I feel like sometimes, just like women miss out on red flags, men do too. Sometimes it's the men that's desperate.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't always the woman.
Oh,
you heard me.
I
saw you. You commented on that video that I shared yesterday, where the girl was talking about how do you move forward in relationships, whether it's with a significant other, a family member, friend, whatever, and something has happened. How do you move forward?
Oh yeah. Yeah, she had a lot. It was a lot.
It was a lot to unpack. Yeah. But it was good. It was a good thing to think about. Like, were you a part of the breakdown?
Yeah.
Like sometimes you have to sit back and go, did I cause this? What was my part in this?
Yeah, and one of the things is by healing before you get into another relationship, you know.
Mhm.
So I think that a lot of times we don't take responsibilities when relationships break down, whether it be in friendships, romantic relationships,
Mhm.
just any kind of anything that's a relationship. I think that I think it's more that we look to blame other people for the relationship, and instead of taking part of ownership of our part in it.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Carlos says a lot of women put their careers ahead of everything, even love. I mean, it happens, but I don't think that's
Very
the reason
rarely.
why they would say no.
very rarely, Carlos. You want to know something? Women, I don't care how great her career is and all that good stuff. When she wants to be loved and she loves that person, it's not that she's going to put her career on the back burner. She will find a way to balance, because women are masters at balancing. We balance husbands, we balance kids, we balance careers, we balance everything.
Mhm.
So if we love you, we will find a way to balance our love for you and our career.
He said, "You better look around." What's she looking around for? What happened? Could you be a little bit more specific? Open your eyes, Marsha. Look around.
I'm only seeing you. Did you put your career before Carl?
No. So why are there so many single professional women? I know y'all aren't blind.
Dude.
But that doesn't mean that they put their career first.
Do you
Maybe
really
they
want
didn't
me-
find their equal.
Do you really want me to answer that question, Carlos? I don't think that we have enough time for me to answer that question, because I'm going to say some harsh things. Some harsh things.
I'm in a lot of women groups, and a lot of single women are looking for a man.
Yeah.
Professional women.
Yes.
Looking for a man.
Yes. Women are there are a lot of single women that would love to be in a relationship.
But it's a lot of men that are single, get with these professional women, but they don't know how to handle the professional woman being the professional woman that she is.
That part.
So it goes both ways when we talking about taking responsibility for what goes wrong in a relationship. That's one of those things you have to look at too. Was I supposed to quit my job or stop hustling so hard? I mean, I was that way when you met me. You had to be open to that part of me in order for you to get close to me. Now we can't change it. What are we doing?
So why are they single? They're single because there ain't enough men out here, first and foremost. And I'm talking about real men. You got these old men who don't have any drive. Hold on here. To be really I don't know. I gotta just keep moving. I don't know. I'm gonna let Toy answer.
I don't even know what the question is.
Why are they single?
Because they can't find nobody. Or ain't nobody found them, because he that finds a wife finds a good thing.
I just realized in the past 3 to 5 years that Black women are starting to look beyond Black men. And I am so freaking proud of them, okay? Because our dating pool is like this. A Black man's dating pool is this. And so we have limited ourselves to this.
Quinn! Told every wife ain't a good thing.
So I think that
he messed up then.
We keep looking for that. A lot of Black women are waking up. If we're talking about Black women, a lot of Black women are waking up. and we are going outside of our race and stop looking at our race. I think the biggest issue is that there's not enough black men. There's just not enough black men, and the black men that are there, they have too many options. And so if you're 35 and on up and you're not married, you're gonna struggle a little bit more trying to find a man, because all the black men, they want somebody who's 20 years behind them. You know what I'm saying? That ain't got no kids, got this and that, blah, 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 blah. All of us that are 35 on up, well, we got kids. We done been married a couple times.
Used and abused.
I ain't, I didn't know. No. You was wrong for that. No.
Got all this luggage.
But we are more seasoned.
That's what you call
And
that.
our dating pool, if you're looking at, Carlos, if you're talking about women from 35 on up, it's hard out here for a pimp. They are single because they have been working so hard to raise kids, get a career, trying to love men that didn't love them. They're walking around with all these issues, and they need to work on themselves and heal, because they keep meeting the same type of man.
He said independence. Carlos says independence is a double-edged sword. And then he said, let that sizzle in your spirit.
I'm gonna beat him up when we get off here. I'm gonna let some sizzle in your spirit.
Wait, but you said independence. Can we identify the independence part? Because a woman is a boss, that's an independence thing. Nobody wants to just have to do everything by themselves. I don't give a damn who they are. Nobody wants to have to do. We might not want to ask for help, but we want somebody who can read our mind, that can do what we want or we need without us asking.
Okay, y'all, why are so many women single? I need y'all to answer that, because I just feel like
Carlos set you up.
Yeah, I feel like
He tried to bait you.
I'm black, and I can only speak from a black perspective. I don't know what everybody else is doing, and I just believe that there's not enough black men out there. They've been raised by by women who have made them super soft,
And we talked about that.
super soft, and they looking for another mama.
He said 70% of women in that single pool want to be the man in the relationship. What does that mean?
Oh, you gaslight me. You act like your wife tonight. I promise you.
What I do?
Let
I'm
me
just
tell
sitting
you
here.
something.
What does that mean, Carlos? They want to be the man in the relationship. The single women I have spoken to say they don't want a man to have a say-so.
That's bull crap.
How many single women? When you say stuff like, when people say stuff, I need statistics. It was 2 women that said that. It was 5 women that said that out of a pool of what? They want to run ish.
You should have a strap on.
70%.
Carlos, listen to me. Women,
Two women in your family.
men are
Well, every woman in my family, minus my sister, is looking for somebody.
Yeah, Carlos.
And there's plenty of us.
Men are intimidated. Instead of some men are intimidated by strong women. It's not that women are wanting to run ish. It's just that if you've been raising a family and you have been building for a minute now, you're not just going to let somebody come in and tear down everything that you built. You're going to say, okay, This is what I bring to the table. And what I bring to the table is a lot. What value are you going to add to this? If you're not adding any value to this, I don't need you. That's not saying she running ish. That means that she's trying to make sure that
standards.
Yes. And she's trying to make sure that her legacy lives on, because she ain't just doing it for her.
Wendy wasn't just doing it for her.
Exactly.
I mean, until she wasn't doing it just for but before she started just doing, when she was just doing it for her, she was addicted.
I get kind of I get partial, because I be feeling like the women you talking about is the woman that I was
used to be,
because I was running it, but
on you tonight.
To stop with the BS. Ain't nobody ain't nobody got time for no. You done made this stuff up in your mind. Let me tell you something. You gotta start watching
Tyler Perry.
Yeah, I need you to start watching Queens. What is it? Queens of, I don't know, all the Tyler Perry movies.
I can do better by myself.
Let me tell you something. I need you to start looking at all the Tyler Perry movies, because he distorts the black women anyway. Okay.
He does what?
He distorts the image of black women.
He's just telling the stories of the black women that he's seen.
Okay. He distorts the image.
It's a small amount.
We're going to talk about Tyler Perry in 2 weeks then, okay? Because this is going to be good.
I'm down for it.
Because, and I'm going to see you it was in the Black Women's thing where they talked about how Tyler Perry portrays black women. We're always, and when they started saying, I was like, God dang, he does do that.
Okay, we'll talk about it.
But
just
anyway,
not tonight.
Yeah. But Carlos, what you're seeing is boo-boo, okay?
He said he's talking realism.
No, you're not.
You're in a delusional state of mind.
No, you're delusional. Let me tell you something.
I don't think he really knows what's happening out in the world, because he's been married to this woman forever. So he's speaking from, I don't know whose point of view.
Tyler Perry. He done looked at Mia Culpa too many times. I'm not having this. He said you might. The first time I did.
She's part of the problem.
Oh my God. Oh God, help us. We ain't gonna vote for him this time though. We're gonna need somebody better. Oh my God. Carlos, you are the best, but you the worst, dude. Because I'm telling you, there's these women that you're talking about, they don't exist. We bosses. They are straight bosses, but they looking for men that are bosses too, to add to their kingdom.
I mean, and there's nothing wrong with being a boss.
There's nothing wrong with it.
And Carlos, do you think women want to be so strong all the time?
You want to know something?
Because I feel like sometimes people don't think about what someone has gone through.
And you married G.I. Jane. What are you talking about?
Single bosses. He's just talking because he don't know. He don't know what's out there in the world. And if you do, I need to know how you know. Because the only place you go is here in Prime.
He been at Primex so taking surveys. Ma'am, you single. Why you single? Why you single? Oh.
And I need to know why you out there doing all that.
He up there taking surveys at Primex. So I need you to stop doing surveys. He done married G.I. Jane, and he's secretly telling the stuff. Oh my God.
I think these foods have a lot of testosterone. And it's fooling with y'all mind.
Oh my God.
Well, maybe the foods have a lot of estrogen and fooling with y'all mind.
Ooh. You know y'all have those different chromosomes. Yeah.
So maybe y'all are just a little bit more sensitive
Yeah.
than the men from back in the day.
And 5 years ago, they did a study and they said that there were more women that were in college than men.
And it's
Why is
gonna
that?
always be like that.
Why is that?
Because men don't want to read, they don't want to write, they don't want to know.
But you don't want us to take care of business. So I got to depend on you.
I love knowing new stuff.
Yeah.
I learn something every day, something new. I'm a professional student, baby. To be honest, I just listened to Toya on the phone. No need for Tyler Perry. Okay, and what have you heard with me on the phone?
Oh my God.
Tell
why
it.
do you just-
Tell
Why
what
you put you like that?
tell what you've heard with me on the phone. What have you heard
Oh,
that makes you think that women want to be the man?
God, dog.
And who did you hear say something? Because we're gonna call names tonight, baby.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Did we lose you?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Because I need to know who you heard. Toya, listening to Toya on the phone. Stop listening so hard. You listening too hard.
Why he put you out there like that?
No need for Tyler Perry or Prime.
He got Toya.
He was trying to have a good comeback, but now you got to tell what you heard. I'm wait.
God, dog. Hey, buddy, did we lose you? Hello?
Let me reach in my phone.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay, Marsha.
Yeah.
We gonna stop fooling with Carlos.
Because we think that Carlos is a male chauvinist, and he don't. You the only man on here that got problems with women trying to be a boss out here.
Sharita said she heard on the radio. I think that someone said white women go to college to find a man.
Ooh, I just seen
and
that.
Black women go to college to prove they don't need a man.
Okay, Sharita, I
don't
just saw
believe
that. Sharita, I just saw that. I meant to send that to you.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all.
I just saw that, Sharita, and I meant to send that to Toya. Oh my God. I saw that. And I read and I was like,
yeah, but I don't believe that.
Bull.
White women may go to find a man
because they come for money.
Exactly.
We up here trying to get an education so we can
make
some
money. And there's nothing wrong
We're
with
talking
that.
about this next week.
And no, because we fit to say this. And we know that our men aren't going. Our men aren't going to college like we would like for them to. So somebody got to go. Somebody got to be making some money somewhere. Somebody. Everybody don't want to be in poverty. Not saying that you need college to not be in poverty, but just like you asked me, how would you know? Hell, you've been married 75% of your life. What you talking about? I don't even know what he talk about no more.
Because you asked him how would he know about all those women out there, but he said, how would you know?
Because I'm a woman and I'm out there with women. I listen to women. I talk to women. I'm around women all the time. Even if I ain't talking to them, they talking about it.
So he said that he was listening to you as you was talking to those women. So that's how you know.
No, because I go to this job thing, right? And surrounded by a whole bunch of women, more women than men. See who working nowadays.
Yeah, it is 8:00. Let me tell you something.
Sharita, you tried to kick us off? You tried it.
Okay, so I feel like
someone popped your finger. Told you told him. Okay, come on. Let's go and wrap it up. Come back 2 weeks from now, and we're going to talk about Tyler Perry and how he portrayed women. And we're going to talk about this thing that Sharita just put out here. Let me go back to it. I heard on the radio, I think that's someone said white women go to college to find a man and Black women go to college to prove that they don't need no man. We talking about all that in 2 weeks on Let's Talk About It. Come back then, y'all. Out.